Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over the 5 things that you are getting wrong about dieting. Okay, so first, why should you even listen to me? I am a former physical therapy assistant. I am a coach, a personal trainer, and a certified nutritionist. I work with real people in person towards their fitness and health goals. I am not just an influencer who's gifted with amazing genetics. I have an education around fitness. Diet mistake number 1 is that you are trying to follow your friend's diet. Many times do you come across someone who lost some weight, they look amazing, and you ask them, what did you do? If you're curious about their journey, then you're obviously being such a lovely friend. But if you find yourself constantly grazing all of these diet groups and posts and videos trying to piece together what people have done to lose weight, thinking that you can just copy what those people have done, you're trying to gather the best way to lose weight, you're going to be incredibly confused and you probably won't be able to start your journey in any meaningful way because the information is going to be so conflicting. This person did keto to lose weight. This person didn't do keto, but they did low carb. This person followed a Noom plan that gave them 1,200 calories. This other person cut out fruits. This other person went vegan. This is so based on the individual. No one else's diet plan is going to suit you. That's because every single body is unique. And while the baseline of fat loss is the same, the principle of fat loss is the same. It is being in some sort of energy deficit. That could be through your nutrition intake or your energy output. The application is going to vary from person to person. Just like I would never want to go blonde. It doesn't mean that blonde is a bad color. In fact, a lot of people look beautiful as blondes. I would not look beautiful as a blonde. Do you get what I'm saying? She needs a coffee break. It is so late in the afternoon to be having a coffee, you guys. I made myself a nice little cortado. Diet mistake number 2 is that you are copying your favorite fitfluencers' workouts and maybe their nutrition. I know that they look amazing, so they must know what they're talking about. You wouldn't believe how untrue of a belief that can be. Yes, some of them are working out effectively. A lot of the best physiques you are seeing online, they are just genetically blessed in all the right places. Think some women literally just they don't carry a lot of fat in their lower abdomens. They look fit. Even at higher body fat levels, they look fit. They look amazing on camera. I do not have a flat belly. So I have to diet a lot harder to get that flatness in my low abdomen, where literally some other women are not having to diet to the extremes in order to have that fit, toned look and to have that flat tummy. Yet a lot of them are selling workout plans, nutrition plans to get you to lose your belly fat. In reality, for some women, it will take a lot of much harder dieting to get there. Some people have food obsession and dieting trauma that they are not being honest about. They are not representing. They're not talking about it online. They're not talking about how little they eat or maybe how little they socialize because they have a very hard diet that they need to follow. Most of us aren't like that. Most of us want to feel good in ourselves, and yeah, we're trying to feel more confident in our physique by losing weight, but sometimes you honestly have no idea how hard these people are training and what their nutrition strategy is like for them to stay fit. Or again, how genetics have really played into the way that they look. I want to make a huge point. Please do not forget this. Most of you are not fitness professionals for a reason, and that is okay. You are in school. You have a career. You have a family. You have all 3 of those. And whenever you add everything up, you are probably not going to realistically make it to the gym 5 to 6 times a week to look like these fitfluencers. You probably won't eat nearly as healthy as these people do, or get into cycles of dieting hard enough to get as lean as some of them are. Tip number 3, you are not measuring and not tracking. This is absolutely one of the worst offenders. You make a general plan. I'm gonna eat better. I'm gonna work out a few times a week. Maybe I'll start some running. I'm gonna drink less. I'm gonna get more protein. But you have no way to actually quantify those things. It's just something that pops into your head and then you kind of enact on it. But again, you're not tracking it in any meaningful way. How do you know you are getting enough protein? How do you know you are actually exercising more? Fat loss is simple, albeit not easy. It is not easy. I'm not out here on the internet trying to tell you that weight loss and fat loss is easy, because it is hard. It is simple, and I will give you your fat loss plan right now. Subtract 250 calories from your daily calorie average. Add 2,000 to 4,000 steps to your daily step count. And resistance train, pick up weights 3 to 4 times per week. It's okay if the workout is 20 minutes, if it's 30 minutes. Do this for 12 to 16 weeks. If you literally stuck with this plan, you would see fat loss. The problem is that no one wants to track this information, especially food logging. They just think that they're doing it. They think that they're eating less, which maybe sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. So you end up like this, and because you are inconsistent, you're down, you're up, you're right in the middle, down, up, you are not going to see meaningful progress, even though on those days where maybe you are actually eating less, you are under eating potentially, and you're struggling, you're like, really feeling hungry, you're feeling restricted, all of those things. Well, it's really gonna suck when you've done this for 8 weeks, but on these other days, you are actually way higher than you should have been, and so you don't see any results at all. So paying attention to these things can be one of the biggest tools that you will ever have to successfully lose weight. Actually know that you're hitting your food intake goal. Actually know that you're hitting your step goal. Actually track your workouts and make sure you are progressing little by little in those workouts. Okay, you guys, a short interruption. If you are a shorter woman like me and you have had difficulties of losing fat, building muscle, and toning up in the past, then please come join my fat loss program for women under 5'5". This program is specifically designed for your shorter frame to lose fat, tone up, build muscle, get strong, build up your confidence in 6 months without extreme dieting or intense cardio. Also be learning how to dress for your shorter frame, how to keep a healthy mindset about your body so that you stay confident in the ups and downs, and understand food so that you can retain your results forever. This program is way more affordable than one-to-one coaching services offering basically the same type of information. I don't believe in robbing people and preying on their insecurities. We need to make fitness from qualified coaches more accessible. So if you are interested, please just join the waitlist, and that is in the description below. Okay, you guys, mistake number 4 is that you are relying on exercise alone for your weight loss results. You are not looking at your diet. You're not thinking about your diet that much. You're just kind of like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to try to eat healthier. But again, maybe you aren't actually quantifying. What does that mean? I know you've heard it before, but you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. It is so much more conceivable to be able to take 200 to 300 calories out of your diet versus burning off 200 to 300 calories per day. That already implies that you have to exercise every single day just to burn 200 to 300 calories. What's worse, your body starts to adapt to cardio. So at some point, if you were, let's say you were taking a 30-minute walk every single day, and that was burning 200 calories, at some point, your body will absolutely adapt. It wants to conserve energy. It notices that you have increased your output, and so it starts to slow down your metabolism. And then the 30-minute walk that you were doing is no longer burning 200 calories. You are now going to have to do a 45-minute walk every single day to now burn that same 200 calories. So it is not a good long-term strategy for weight loss. I know that there are going to be people out here who say, well, I started running and I've been running for 6 months or a year and I lost this much weight. That is a different thing. That is probably because you had 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose and you had increased your energy expenditure. That is totally fine. At some point though, you will notice that your weight loss is starting to plateau. If you are happy with your frame, if you have lost 50, 60 pounds and you are now 150 pounds and you feel amazing, that's great. But what if you still wanted to lose 20 more pounds and your weight isn't budging anymore? That is because your body has now finally started to adapt to all of that cardio that you have been doing. So for the future, that same cardio isn't going to cut it anymore. Realistically now, can you add more cardio into your plan? Maybe. Some people can, some people cannot. Another thing to think about is, are you willing to run the same amount that you are currently running for the rest of your life? Because that is basically what you'd have to do to maintain most of your results. If you do not want to yo-yo diet, you do not want to gain back 30 pounds, if you absolutely just stop running, you have a likelihood of gaining that weight back. Vascular health is important. I'm not saying do no cardio. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to be realistic about the amount of cardio that you are able to keep up with sustainably, and realize that at some point your body becomes very efficient at cardio itself. So at some point, if you still have weight loss goals, fat loss goals, if you are only relying on cardio, you will have to do more cardio to see those fat loss results, and then most likely maintain a lot of that cardio to maintain those fat loss results. You are ready to trim down and tone up, lean out, you have to pair it with a nutrition strategy. For some people, that literally may be incorporating more high protein meals. It may be switching from a regular soda to diet soda. It may be drinking a little bit more water, trying to include some fresh fruit and vegetables every single day. Okay, number 5, in cardio and not strength training. If you are expecting to lose fat and tone up with a routine that looks like going to Pilates 3 times a week, doing ab circuits 2 times a week, and cardio 3 to 5 times a week, you are going to be so frustrated after a few weeks. You are not going to build the body you think you are going to build. That's because Pilates is not proper resistance training. I know it burns. I know it is effort. I know you feel something. That doesn't mean it is building muscle effectively. Outside of being completely new to exercise, Pilates is not stimulating muscle growth effectively. It's not. Why should you care about building muscle? Because you want fat loss. You do not want weight loss. And I'm sure you also want a lifted, rounder bum. You want that effect of having a smaller waist, and that comes from having a little bit of musculature in your shoulders and in your back. Don't you want to wear that sexy backless dress and feel, voila, train your back. I promise whenever you are relaxed and out and about, you're not going to look like a guy. You're not going to look super muscly. You are just going to look feminine and feline and lean, and it's going to be gorgeous. And it's going to help make your waist look a little bit smaller. Popping glutes, you guys. Glutes have been popular for several years now. I love me some glutes. I know you want some glutes. You're not going to grow your glutes with Pilates. Stop it right now. So back to my point is whenever you actually focus on building muscle and maintaining muscle mass while you are going through some sort of diet, one, your body maintains those shapes and those curves. Otherwise, if you are losing muscle mass and fat mass because you are not strength training, you are just dieting, then your body is still going to look soft and flabby. It's not going to have a lot of tone. You're not going to look lean. You are not going to build curves. And maybe you'll be a smaller number on the scale, but do you honestly care that much about what the scale says when no one gives a shit about this number versus the scale weight didn't come down as much as you thought, but you look so different. You have more defined abs, a smaller waist, lifted glutes, some shoulders, a sexy back. Which do you actually care about? Fitting into your clothes better? Being a smaller size in your clothes? Fitting into that old pair of jeans? Also, having muscle mass on your frame directly increases your metabolism, meaning over time, you can eat more food. For example, I went from 122 pounds and currently I'm at 133 pounds. But that extra weight is from muscle mass. So I don't look more fat, I look more toned. I look leaner and I have a lot more shape on my frame than I did whenever I was 122 pounds. But I'm heavier. Do I care that the scale is reading 133 pounds? Not at all. I love my figure. I'm so much more confident in this body than I was at the lighter number. But because I am a heavier individual, my body requires more calories at 133 pounds than it did at 122 pounds. But I look more fit. Do you get it? Do you get it yet? Fat loss plan must include resistance training. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for going through this video with me. I hope you lasted. I hope you had a fun time like me. If you need a 6-month gym program to help build up your glutes and create a beautiful hourglass figure, I have a beginner to intermediate program online, but you get the convenience of this program in an app. I'm going to reiterate that. Most Fitfluencers are selling their little PDFs for $45 to $65 as a PDF, where it's just not super convenient anymore because you're looking at pictures. How are you logging? Do you have to log in your phone, bring a journal with you, etc., etc.? You're not really receiving a lot of form demo because you're just looking at pictures. I am offering an in-app program for 6 months of training for just $45. Nuts, you guys. Nuts. You will also be added into a community of other women who are following along this program so that you do not feel alone on your journey. I also have some basic nutrition advice and plate guidance for you. So if you are wanting to address your diet a little bit, you have really good guidelines to help you place you in a deficit, most likely without actually having to follow some sort of fad diet or cut out carbs, cut out this, cut out that. Nothing like that, you guys. These are simple plate guidelines that you can follow that will improve your eating habits over time. You will be building muscle, losing some fat at the same time. It's still gonna be a very effective program. It includes progressive overload where you cycle through intensities, but also over time, the program gets a little bit more challenging. You continue progressing. I will link that program below. It's easy to sign up. You literally have to click a couple buttons, pay, you get an email directly from me, and you can get started on your program. Okay, that is truly it, you guys. Please like and subscribe if you found these tips helpful, and I will catch you in another video.